Hey beauty, popping in for one more M&M stress therapy. So if you've been here before, you may know that M&M stands for words that begin with M to help you remember ways to de-stress, to let things go. So today's word that starts with M is mirth. And yeah, I know, we don't use that word very often these days. Very old word, I believe. It seems like it shows up maybe in a Christmas story that you're reading, or to a child probably, or in a Christmas song, laughter and mirth. But that's what it's about, laughter. Finding ways to create humor in your environment. So I mentioned Christmas because it is December 2025. In case you happen upon this video down the road. But ways that people create humor right now, especially if they have a family, they have the elf on the shelf. And every night he gets into mischief and shows up in a different place in the house, doing rather crazy things. You know, that little doll came out many years ago now, and it would just move around the house because it was meant to be watching the children, right? Well, now people have come up with more and more clever ways that are so funny, that are so much more entertaining, both for the parents and the children. And you'll see those in social media, etc. You'll see a lot of them, so go there. But also, one of the things that I love are, cat videos and dog videos, watching the silly, crazy things. And actually, there's more. There's, horses and goats and all sorts of things that people will put online. And if that's the only source you have to find laughter for just a minute, do that. And of course, guarantee the algorithms will send you more. The first time you watch the cat video, they'll send you more of those. I love those, and it's just such a fun way to have innocent laughter. And that's what we're looking for. Watch people outside, walking their dogs, slipping and sliding on the snow up here, but just take that moment to realize that you can find humor. And a lot of it is just laughing at ourselves, not being so wrapped up in being perfect. And you see it sometimes. One of the best things I saw in nature was years ago, and I was living on a lake in Wisconsin, and it was late winter, early spring, which up there still feels like major winter, but the ice on this small lake, when it would begin to thaw, it kind of shrinks in from the shore and then sinks, and they call it the ice goes out, and there's always bets on when that will happen. But when it happens, there's also an area that has actual open water, but most of it is just ice with water over it. And I watched a whole mess of ducks come in, and they flew in and they landed and they were in that open area of water. But there was one guy who was right behind him who came in, and he hit the ice, and he just went flapping and flying, and his little feet were going, and then he kind of face planted a bit, but he got up and he shook off, but he looked around. He looked back and forth like, did anybody see me? Like we do when we do something like that, because we feel so self-conscious, and if you can know how to laugh at yourself, if you kind of slip and fall and slide on a stairway or something and you're not hurt, you're okay. Laugh at yourself. It is the best medicine. And then, look for things, the comedians and their shows, or old comedy shows, and of course, movies. Look for things that can give you joy in just a simple way. I invite you to look for laughter. Remember mirth. And also remember that you are loved. I see your beauty. I see your light. Shine brightly.